Dunbar Hall is, I believe, the second most heavily used classroom building on Western's main campus. It was built in 1971. It aged poorly, to say the least. A lot of concrete, a lot of narrow hallways, a lot of dark, small rooms. So it was very high on our priority of buildings to really look at what it could be.
A priority of the design of this building was to see activity in the building and see learning in action. So as you approach Dunbar, now you can see dancers dancing up on the 4th floor. You can walk past the media studio and see a podcast being filmed. You can also see students studying in an alcove, socializing with friends. That was really important to us to nurture those opportunities.
We tried to see it as that diamond in the rough and figure out how we could cut and polish that diamond. So basically our solution was to keep the good, which was use the workhorse, refresh it, give it the technology for today's classroom needs, and add all of the elements of social support for students.
When we began the design process, we wanted to merge these different programs together, right? So dance, merging with communication, the arts and sciences components, and to really create a connector, a social hub for the campus. We looked to sort of create a level of diversity in terms of spaces that students could use to both learn and study in.
When you approach big renovation of a big building like this, there are many end users, and you really want to make sure that they have a say or involvement in the process. One day at one of those design meetings, and this is why I love this process so much, Carla Correxi says, well, wouldn't it be great if we could put dance up on like a penthouse on the 4th floor? And I said, that's a great idea. Ultimately, additional resources were needed to expand that roof and create the dance studio that we're standing outside of right now.
Sustainability was a critical success factor that we determined with the core group here at Western. We knew we had a goal to seek LEED in some capacity, so that was a discussion point in many decisions throughout the building. That was part of what led us to designing a green roof. We actually have 2 on this building. We've discussed it with the mechanical systems that have gone in, as well as the finishes. So the terrazzo floors are a very sustainable choice. And then even with the furniture, something that people don't always realize is that there's a LEED process with that. This project was very special to me as a Western alumni myself. Being able to come back and help create something that's going to be here for another generation of students is very exciting.
One of the elements that we tried to design for, we heard from students that they wanted a more safe and accessible way to get across campus. We made it actually accessible for students to go from one end of the campus to the other by using the building itself. And they told us that we nailed it. That to me says we did it right.
The architecture team on this project did a really wonderful job. And so the experience for all of us, despite the 2-year hiatus in the middle, made it a little stressful in the middle, like are we actually going to be able to do that vision? Because we were very excited about it once we kind of got going. And so to see that come to fruition, despite all of those challenges, made it even extra special.
There are lots and lots of students coming from all different majors who can walk by and be really engaged and say, wow, look at what's happening here. I didn't know we had a broadcast program. How interesting is that? Or I didn't know very much about the dance program. And so I think being able to see that and see the learning happening on a university campus like ours, it's going to be really exciting to see.